Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quarantine Karaoke. I'm your host, Sarah Lonsert. And I know it's a weird setup again, but today is Theatrical Thursdays. And usually, what I do for Theatrical Thursdays, I was thinking about doing Musical Theater Mondays on this Thursday, because we didn't have Musical Theater Monday this week. But I've been recording all day, and my voice is kind of shot. But I have more recording to do afterwards. But I didn't want to cancel quarantine karaoke, so obviously here we are. Instead, it's going to be the format that we had last week, which is where I sit down and I watch something with you guys. And I thought it would be really funny if we went through my YouTube channel and we went back to the very beginning of poor little Sarah's music career, and we basically roasted the crap out of me, or we just have fun. So for those of you, first of all, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Usually I do some karaoke, so tomorrow I will be doing Twitch Sings tomorrow as a form of karaoke. Yesterday was Walt Disney Wednesdays, Mondays and Tuesdays, musical theater Mondays, and top hits Tuesdays, respectively. So that's the show. Normally I'm not sitting down. Normally I am standing, and I am able to like sing and interact and stuff. But today you have my undivided attention. We're sitting here having a cup of coffee, or in my case, a bottle of water, and we get to just have some fun times chatting in the chat. And truly, this does mean just chatting. So before the show starts, I just want to put up the obligatory, here are the places where you can go donate. There's also a handy dandy Twitch. There's a handy dandy donate button in the Twitch chat. So for your convenience, if you wish to donate. But if you would like a free option, then you can go follow me on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Sarah_Lonsert, which, by the way, 3 minutes ago, this lovely person, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Dowdisani. I'm so sorry that I'm butchering your name. But anyway, so they followed me on my Twitch channel, and he got a lovely little icon. So if you want to follow me on my Twitch channel, just go to my Twitch channel and click that lovely follow button or the subscribe button. Either or works. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Sarah Lonsert, no underscore in that one, and you can follow me there. So, speaking of youtube.com/Sarah Lonsert, let us go there. So let me go to my game stream. There we go. So let me just make sure that it works. youtube.com/Sarah Lonsert. Hola, bam, it works. Everything is perfect and fine. So we're going to go to my videos, and we're going to go to literally the very, very end of my videos, and we will see what baby Sarah was like. So you get to see what I used to do, and if you have any questions or any sort of ideas of what on earth is going on, we'll get to that one. But yeah, I thought it would be really fun for you all to get to know me a little bit better, basically by seeing what I do on YouTube and from whence I came. Also, for those of you who are curious as to why my hair is all done up so pretty, I have been recording a lot for my temple and also for choir. And so this was my mother's idea. I didn't think that it was worth the time, but now that I'm seeing it on my stream and seeing it all the time in my videos, I think it looks very, very pretty. So she was right, as she usually is. So it's just me being my little 27-year-old self. Let me see. I want to go from the oldest. Let's go to the oldest. Okay. So we're going to see baby Sarah. Oh boy, I'm not excited for this at all. Yikes. Oh god, I'm so tiny. Oh gosh. Okay. So of course I will let you all know what is about to go down before we watch it, but this is obviously this is for you guys to get to know me better. So if you want to ask any questions in the chat or just tell me a funny story about your early music making careers, let me know. So this is going to be very, very fun. I hope you guys enjoy seeing baby me. This is like buried in the archives of my YouTube, so hopefully nobody goes down here. But I'm exposing. So this very first video is was uploaded 12 years ago. God, okay, let me do math. Okay, I'm 27, 12 years ago. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at math. It's 15 years old. Oh, my lands. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what this is, so Sensitivity is from the musical Once Upon a Mattress. And I was doing a lot of musical theater at the time, and this was at the Buena Park Youth Theater. And I obviously was 15 years old. And I went into that audition not expecting much, honestly. It was a brand new theater, and I was brand new. Nobody knew me, and I just had no idea what was going to happen. And I was honestly expecting chorus, but the director loved me, and they ended up giving me the lead part of the Queen in Once Upon a Mattress without knowing anything about me. So it was a very, very scary time for me because I felt like I needed to prove myself and show that I could do this role. So yeah, so this is like me at 15 years old. Oh my gosh.
As if I didn't have enough trouble trying to protect my only son from every catch-penny princess that comes along. Well, now I'm surrounded by spies and traitors. Whom can I trust?
Me?
No one. Oh, and now I have another one of those princesses to cope with. I am in no mood to sit in a chamber and rack my brain over a test for that girl. Oh, but that's the way Dauntless wants it, and that's the way it'll be. She'll have her test.
Oh, the video quality is horrible.
Well, her papers do seem to be in order.
Oh, I know. And the worst of it is that foolish boy actually seems to like the girl. So, we must think of a test that looks fair, sounds fair, seems fair, and isn't fair.
That's my mom's favorite part.
You got the idea of testing out for sensitivity. I could have applauded right out loud. For exactly what?
Table manners.
No, that is not good enough. Sensitive.
You have to know, I was so nervous. So I'm talking way too fast. If any of you have ever gone to a theater show, you do know that good actors, good singers they enunciate a lot, and they speak a little bit more slowly than you normally would in real life, just so you can understand and process what's happening because you're so far away from the audience. I am speaking so fast because I have a feeling that I'm like really nervous because this was the night that they told us. So we had two casts, and we were each cast was going to have 1 day to record. So this was like our one chance to get it right out of I think the show ran for a month or something. So we had 4 weekends to do it, but this was our one chance to get it on video. And so I probably was like really nervous. So don't blame the camera quality. This is not my mom's camera. This is not my camera. This is the theater's camera. We blame it on the theater. So, but yeah, I am talking so fast. And also, this is a lovely horn crown. I don't know if you can see this beautiful horn crown. It was so hot. Oh, and this whole costume, by the way, all of these costumes were handmade to our measurements by the Buena Park Youth Theater. They had an incredible staff. They had very lovely people working with us. Everything, like literally everything is handmade. And for a youth theater, it was like, whoa, this is a lot of work going into us. So I'm going to stop stalling and get to the part where I sing.
Sensitivity, sensitivity, I'm just loaded with that. In this one word is the orbit of me,
eyeliner
the
though.
blessing.
Also the curse of being the true elite. Common people don't know what exquisite agony is. Suffered by gentle people like me. Just get your hands off me. Think of a tricky test for the wretched Mutsuming princess.
Madame, may I suggest? Maybe we ought to.
Don't take all night, I'm not well. I need my rest. Not that I ever sleep on that lumpy mattress, so God, my back.
Jesus and crackers.
Sensitivity, vein of royalty, that head's a torture rack.
My eyes are crazy.
Oh, I hit you some grumpy, but my nerves are so chumpy. I am sure I could feel any lump, even if it were under the mattress, as small as a pea. That's the answer. Under the mattress. We'll test her tonight.
I look like a crazy person.
Even need the one big downy mattress. So got you right. Any genuine princess would feel it if she doesn't choose the roof. Get the tiniest key and order one mattress now. Make it 2.
Why not 5?
10 I think would be blending. Better still make it 20. How to play it safe in the event, even that's not enough to ensure that she sleeps. We'll give her a soothing sedative warning. You can whip up a drink. Something stunning. Oh, what's your devilish eye on the way you think?
Those So in case you didn't catch it, I had a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction right there, where like my giant sleeves just kind of whipped across the set, and it knocked over some bottles, and so I was just like, oh, you whip up something. But those sleeves literally were so difficult. They caught on everything. They looked great though, but they literally caught on everything. So yeah. Yeah, no. Oh, thank you, Nico. Thank you. Yeah, the horns are incredible. Also, I'm digging this eyeliner, Nico. Like, I am digging it. Oh my gosh. Definitely, like, I have like these crazy eyes. So like for this character of the queen in Once Upon a Mattress, she's like this very comedic schemer. And so it's been so long since I've watched this. I avoid this stuff like the plague. So just like seeing my face is just like, I mean, I don't think my face has changed much though, except I don't think I wear that much eyeliner anymore. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the already mature singing technique. I had already, even though this is my very first video on YouTube, I think I had been taking singing lessons for the past 2 or 3 years at this point. But I still sound super young and not mature at all.
She's insensitive, so insensitive. She'll fall asleep so
They're cute with the crazy faces.
So clever, brilliant, a genius. You are divine. Get out.
So, the lovely guy who was with me in that video, bless his heart, he could really act. Like, he was really funny when he acted, but he couldn't sing like at all. And so I had to basically just like sing, just knowing the music when to come in, because he would just say his lines because he just didn't know music. He couldn't hear the beat. He was just one of those people who just didn't understand, and that's totally fine. I'm not at all dissing him. He did a great job in the show. It was just one of those things where this is supposed to be like a semi-duet with him, and it was like really hard to do because he didn't have any timing when it came to music. It was so bad. So that was my very first video of sensitivity from Once Upon a Mattress. So the second video, oh boy. So I forget the name of the theater where this video is from, but this is obviously Snow White. So this is Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, but it's the musical version, so it's not the Disney version that you're thinking of. I thought it was the Disney version when I auditioned, and when I got the part of the evil queen, I totally was like, oh, cool, I don't need to do anything. I just need to look evil and stuff because I didn't have a song. And then, lo and behold, I do have a song. Also, there was like a really long time where I was cast as the evil queen, and I don't understand why. But, you know, maybe it's the crazy eyes that I have. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, so in this clip, so this was like a real big, I think this was called Off Broadway or something. Like this was like a really big theater company for like 17-year-olds, like 18-year-olds, like young emerging professionals in the musical theater genre. So like I was really excited to get this role and be a part of this company. And unfortunately, during the performance, I got a really bad case of strep throat. Like I couldn't speak for a week. I had to have a notepad out, and it was so bad. It was the worst case of strep throat that I can remember having. But I didn't have a replacement. We were single cast, and so we couldn't not do the performance because all of these people had already paid money. So the dangers of being single casted. So what I did, I still got dressed up, did the whole thing, and I did this song, but I sang it as best as I could. And literally what happened was the moment that I got off stage, I would collapse and I would fall into like a stage assistant, and they would carry me to the backstage and they would lay me down on this makeshift bed. And my mom was in the back and she had tea and like basically was like stuff that like they brought the bedroom of like what you would have for like strep throat and like a cold and all that stuff to the backstage of the show, and they like they basically quarantined me off from the rest of the cast, and they had a stage assistant basically helping me to the bed at the end, and my mom was backstage helping me out. So this was a wild weekend of basically people helping me get through the show, because I would literally spend just all my energy doing my scenes, and then when my scenes were over, I would collapse. I was just gone. So this is definitely not one of my best performances, but I'm super proud of this performance because this is like me pushing through, and the show must go on type of moment. So definitely, oh gosh. Oh, and it's edited. Oh, my mom must have done that.
Magic spell.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna cast a magic spell. Oh, soon she won't be feeling well. Do tell. Ugh, that really does smell. A pinch of this.
So the melody is supposed to be like, magic spell. I'm gonna cast a magic spell. Like, it's actually supposed to be sung, but I can't sing it because I have strep throat, and I am like running a fever during this whole thing. So all of the energy that you see is literally the energy that I had pent up for like the day. And like after this performance, I think I like slept the whole rest of the week. It was crazy.
A pinch of that, a pinch of this. Must not forget what's on the list. Oh, the bliss. The only cure is a kiss. Bah. Soon I will be most enchanting creature living in the land. A temptress, a Jezebel, a beauty. From everywhere men will come, they'll travel for doing my hand. I'll be a goddess. I'll be my biggest fan. Magic spell. I'm gonna cast a magic spell. Oh, soon she won't be feeling well. Do tell. Oh, that really does smell. Me, oh my. A tail of rat, a goblin's eye. A spider's web, a drop of fly. Bye bye. It tastes so good you want to die.
Oh, I love this.
Soon I will be most enthralling creature living in the land. So lovely, this
key change. I forgot about the key change.
Oh, soon she won't be feeling well. Oh, that really does smell. Must make haste. A poisoned apple right in place. So shiny you can see your face. Have a taste. Not a bite must go to waste.
Waste. Am I British?
A withered crone, a horrid sight, will soon arrive to kill Snow White. Magic spell.
They were so nice.
I drink.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
I feel it coursing through my veins. It's Ah, that was a rough crossing, but it was worth it.
So this is a different
My
actress.
hands, like the roots of a gnarled old tree. Terrible. My skin, like wrinkled parchment. Terrible.
So basically what happened in that transition is that the entire time during I'm singing the song, this lovely friend of mine, who I forget her name, because we were actually really good friends during the course of the show, because we were together all the time. Basically, the whole thing was that the production team wanted us to like get really close so that she could kind of do a little bit of my movement, so that this character didn't just come out of nowhere. And so basically what they did, they built that whole, I'm gesturing with my hands like I can like point to you on the screen. So they built this entire table. It's completely hollow on the inside, and she is sitting, there's an entire scene that happens before this, by the way, and she's like sitting like crouched behind this table, just waiting for that scene change. Like she's waiting for the entire scene, she's waiting the entire song, and then finally during the blackout she changes and she gets to come up. But so now I'm hiding underneath the table, and I don't get to hide nearly as long as she did. She had to be back there for like, again, a whole scene. So this poor girl had to like be hunched over, and I think that wasn't like acting at that point. Like she actually just felt like she just wanted to crouch over. So
My fingernails, black and thick, repulsive.
it's so old.
I have a wart on the end of my nose. Terrible. Oh, the beautiful apple for the beautiful princess. In you go. A withered crone, a horrid sight, will soon arrive to kill Snow White. Patience, my dear Snow White. I shall arrive at your cottage presently. Patience. Just wait till she bites the apple.
Oh,
And
does this
then
happen?
she will be gone, and I will be the fairest in all of
This
the
poor
land.
kid is like-
None of you will stop me. Goodbye, Snow White.
Okay, just so you guys can see like what the set of Snow White's like little cottage looked like.
I'll make
So they were like really good, like kind of like, oh my gosh, I remember these little boys. Oh, we had so much fun. Anywho, so that was definitely one of the hardest things that I had ever done as a performer. I just remember being so sick that day. Oh my gosh. So that was definitely the worst that I've ever sung, but it was definitely really fun because I basically proved to myself that no matter what happened, like I could just continue to do this. I could still bring on a show. So that definitely was like a moment for me of like a character building moment. And definitely none of that would have happened without like my mom and the theater assistants helping me. Like literally my mom was in the back, like had a humidifier, had like a fan, all these different like vocal lozenges. Like she was great. She had like chicken noodle soup back then, I remember. So okay, so this next video, Mark Set Go, is kind of a little bit of a documentary. So some of you know the song that I have written, I Will Rise. I've actually written a bunch of other songs, hence why I have these two things behind me. But I have written a bunch of other songs, and one of the very first songs that I ever wrote was called Mark Set Go. And I wrote it, gosh, I think I had to be like 15 years old when I wrote it, maybe 14. And I wrote it in conjunction with the lovely Deborah Gibson. And she had a youth camp called Deborah Gibson's Camp Electric Youth. And basically this camp was an all-day camp for 2 weeks. And we basically did dance, we did music, we did different types of music, we did audition musical theater, we did regular musical theater like acting, we did pop singing technique, we did acting technique, we did dance technique, we did songwriting technique. This camp was full of everything you could imagine, and the very first one that they had was in LA. And my mom heard about it on TV, and she thought it would be a great opportunity for me. And I remember I went and auditioned for the camp because you had to audition. And I was the only one that brought in sheet music. Everyone else had brought in CDs to sing along to. And I thought it was a normal musical theater audition, so I brought in sheet music. And they didn't have a pianist there at the audition. So Deborah Gibson herself got up and played the piano for me for my audition, and I didn't know that it was the Deborah Gibson. And I walked out of that audition, and my mom was like, "Tell me all about it. How'd it go?" And I said, "This really beautiful lady like just got up from the panel and like just played my music for her." And she's like, "What?" And I described her to my mom, and my mom was like, "Sarah, do you not know that Deborah Gibson just played the piano for you?" And I was like, "Well, that's cool. Do I get to go to the camp now?" And my mom literally was like floored. She's like, "That's so cool, Sarah, that Deborah Gibson played the piano for you." So I was too young to understand what that meant. Anyway, so I did eventually get to go to the camp with a scholarship. I was very, very, very blessed to have done that. And it definitely really helped me grow a lot as an artist. So I really loved to songwrite back in the day, obviously. But the very first song that I wrote was called Mark Set Go, and I wrote it with Deborah Gibson, and she helped me record it as well. And the song is about basically, even though never giving up on your dreams. That's what the song is about. Even though it might seem like it's a long, long run, a long race to the very end of your dream, don't give up on it. You know, you're gonna run this race for a long time, but just don't give up on it. You're gonna eventually get there. So this is sort of a little documentary of the writing of it.
Not that kind of style, so I was really kind of excited to work on it. And it's called On Your Mark, Set, Go, and it's about my life and about the career that I chose. This career is like so many people want it, and I just wanted to write a song about how much it means to me, and I wanted to fight for it. So I wrote a
Hold
song
on,
about it.
let me turn up the volume. This one's really low. So, oh gosh, I don't think I've changed. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've changed. I think the only thing that's changed is I've gotten like forehead wrinkles, and like my dimples are more pronounced because I was a little bit of a chub back in the day. Oh my gosh. I also remember loving this outfit. I loved this gold necklace to death. This is so weird. Also, for those of you playing along at home, this was in the middle of my training for my autism. So you're gonna see a lot more autistic tendencies in this video. And I think that's one of the reasons that they wanted to kind of do this little documentary with me about like my songwriting with Deborah Gibson, because they were like, oh yeah, this autistic girl like is actually, she's writing a song. And so this was definitely like, I didn't know what was going on. My mom kind of knew. All I knew was that they were going to ask us questions about like my song. And at the time, I really, really wanted to be a pop star, like a Taylor Swift. And this is before Taylor Swift. So I definitely wanted to be like a Taylor Swift, Celine Dion. So when I talk about the career I chose, like I'm also like 15. So my career has definitely morphed and changed. But at the time, the thing that I'm talking about is becoming a pop star and touring. So for those of you who know anything about autism, try and find the autistic tendencies in this video, because this is in the middle of my training.
Not that kind of style, so I was really kind of excited to work on it. And it's called On Your Mark, Set, Go. And it's about my life and about the career that I chose. This career is like, so many people want it, and I just wanted to write a song about how much it means to me, and I wanted to fight for it. So I wrote a song about it, and it's a really cool song. Can't wait to finish it, like get all the rhyming and stuff like finished tonight at home. So that's really kind of cool. Working, and I mean like, this opportunity is like amazing. Like how many people get to work with Debbie Gibson? It's kind of really cool. And just like, she's like so
Look at that piano. Look at it. It's so cool. It sounded really pretty too. Like this is in her living room, and that piano is dope. That piano be dope though.
She'll just play chords, and like all of a sudden you'll get inspired, whether you don't think that you'll get inspired or not. Like somehow, just like hearing the music from her piano, and even the little chicken scratch that she writes. I know it's not chicken scratch to her, but it is to me because I can't read music. But even
oh no, this is before I could read music. No. Oh no, I'm such a baby.
that little stuff, it just inspires you to like, you know, you're gonna write a song. It's kind of cool. You know, maybe you might be driving around one day, hear it on the radio, be like, oh my gosh, that's my song. So it's really cool to be working with her, and this whole experience is like amazing. Like, couldn't ask for it to be better. And working on 2 songs, I mean, that's really cool.
The look of absolute like, I was singing. The song has changed. This is like literally the very first time we had ever worked on the song. So it has definitely changed with different rewrites. So I'm singing the finished version. So by the way, Sick Narf on Twitch. So this over here, this is Debbie Gibson, and I am currently writing a song with her. Due to the fact that I was in a summer camp, I auditioned and I was in a summer camp. So this is back in 2009. So I'm a baby, and this is Deborah Gibson. She was pretty big, I think, in the 80s, I believe. She sang the song like "I Get Lost in Your Eyes." Ooh, I can hit that note now.
Just to change it up a little. Facial
nicest person. Like she took like my little gesture of like, because also, so you have to understand, at this point it's 2009. I don't know, you do the math. I'm 27, so figure out how old I am in this video. But it's 2009. The drive up to LA from Orange County is ridiculously long at this point. Like now I can do the drive up to LA and it's like gone in like a minute. But like back when I'm this young, like we did not go up to LA all the time. So the drive up to LA was like, oh, it was so long. And I remember like talking to my mom in the car being like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And so like that for me, that moment of like, I never knew this race was so long. Like that is me complaining about how long the drives are from my home to LA. So that had nothing to do with the fact that like a singing career takes years and years and years of practice. And even then it depends on like who you know and if you're in the right place and all of that stuff. So it had nothing to do with that. Because I was a kid. And so I literally was mostly complaining about the long car rides up to LA, with that lyric. Like I never knew this race was so long. I never knew this race was so long to get here. But it works really well in the context of the song because I am talking about how difficult and long a career in music is, especially to get to the place where you're going. So it works out really well. I guess I was a lyrical genius back in the day.
And then people keep bumping, shoving me, but I'm going full force, going headlong. Good. And then do I'm gonna run my heart out. Yeah, run my heart out.
Oh yeah. Don't say I'm not a winner, 'cause I'm gonna win the medal. I'm gonna set this track aglow on your hearts, on your mark, set, go. I can sing the title of my own song. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe one day I'll sing it for quarantine karaoke. I'll just like do a little block of like my own original songs. But maybe if you guys really, really want to hear some more of my original songs, but I will, I'll leave that up to your discretion. Oh yes, Nico, go make your food. So definitely I'll leave that up to your discretion. I don't know if I have Mark Set Go on this computer. It's such an old song. Actually, I really want to re-record Mark Set Go because I really like it. It just has such an 80s vibe to it right now, which I guess isn't bad because Blinded by the Light is like an 80s song, like, and I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the light. Like, that's a very 80s feel song, so maybe I shouldn't re-record Mark Set Go and just re-record my vocals, because obviously I have matured. So, okay, so speaking of Camp Electric Youth, hold on, I'm curious. I want to see if it's actually still going. Camp Electric Youth. I want to see if it's, oh my gosh, it is still here. Oh my. Oh wait, no, this is not it. Okay, I was like, no, I want Camp Electric Youth. Debbie Gibson. Did it get changed? I don't know if it got changed or not. Camp Electric Youth. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked from the mission of going through my videos, but like, I want to kind of see if it actually is like still going on. I don't know. I'd have to see. But anyway, it might still be going on, honestly, the Camp Electric Youth. So at the end of the 2 weeks during Camp Electric Youth, we had a showcase that we could do whatever we wanted. So we were each put into like different groups. So for the dancing, we had the younger kids and the older kids. So I was put in the older kid category because I was a little bit older. We had kids as young as like 10 years old at this camp. It was nuts. But I was in the older kid category because I think I was like around 14 years old or something like that. And so during the very end showcase, we all got to get up on stage and sing a solo song or perform a solo scene, and then dance with our group. So we got to kind of show off a little bit of what we learned at the camp. And so I decided to sing a Linda Eder song, "It's Time," by the great Linda Eder. But I was pushed to do this song because my future vocal teacher at the time, Billy Purnell, I think his name was. Yeah, Billy Purnell. He was the pop vocal teacher at the camp, and he said that I sang the song really well, and I was able to convey the music even when I wasn't singing. And so I didn't want to do this song. I wanted to do something else when I was younger, because this is a very mature song, and I wanted to do something more fun and upbeat. But he and my mother and Deborah also convinced me that this would be very different. This would be something really cool to do for the camp. So definitely was very nervous, because I think this was like the biggest audience I had performed to at the time, and this was the first time I sang a pop song on my own like this. So I was very nervous, and I think I still have that dress, and it totally still fits me. I was a big kid. I'm 15 years old there, and I look like, I don't think I've aged a bit, which is very scary, honestly, because I thought I looked like a kid. Yeah, oh boy, yep. Oh my gosh. I don't know. The only way that I know that this is 2009 is because I lived this, but like it's a little scary. Like holy crap. Okay, maybe I've been eating my Wheaties or something, but dang. I'm okay, wow. Anyway. I felt like a giant when I was
It's time to hold my hand and take a chance. It's time to hear the band and start the dance. We hear a melody, we know
gosh. Okay, obviously I have many issues with my voice. It's very, very pingy and very, very like but I'm 15. I mean, I will forgive myself. That was fun. Definitely enjoyed mimicking my video. Oh my gosh, I was very nervous. That was again. I was like, oh gosh, I think that definitely was one of the very first times I had sung pop all on my own, and there was no other. Like I didn't have like a cast with me, so it was just me. So I was very, very nervous, and my mom was really nervous. Like I remember my mom, during like beforehand, like she was like trying to like make sure that I was okay and that everything was great. um but she was super nervous too, because she was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, and I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But definitely my mom lent me some jewelry for that performance, so that jewelry that I was wearing was hers because she was so proud of me. Definitely getting up there on stage and being able to kind of like be myself. So definitely my mom, she was in the audience. She filmed that, and I can remember seeing how proud she was. But yes, I did channel the sass. Definitely worked. But yeah, I was 15 when I sang that. 15 years old. So this one, I'm a little bit older. I think I'm like 16 or 17. And this I had, this is not from Camp Electric Youth. This is from, I think I had moved to a different, I don't know how you would say. He wasn't my manager and he wasn't an agent. He was more just like a coach. But I was a part of his like production, like team, I guess. Like he had like a bunch of us who he was helping coach to become like mini pop stars. And this was like where I learned how to do pop performance on stage, and microphone technique, and how to interact with an audience as a pop star or when you're singing a pop song. So this was definitely that was that period of my life where I got to learn more about solo technique, I guess, would be a good way to say it. Because up until this point, I had only ever been on stage with other people, with cast members and production crews. So like this was like my first time like really learning how to be an artist by myself, even though I had a band behind me. And this is another one of my original songs, Dancing Through Life. And this is again another song about even though life gives you a lot of problems, it might drag you down a lot. Find the thing that you really love to do, and no matter what, go and pursue it and go dance through life, because life is hard, but as long as you dance through it, it makes life a lot more fun. It makes life a lot more, now I don't want to say the word easy because it's not, but it makes life a lot more bearable, a lot more fun, and it makes you want to continue doing the things that you want to do. So that's what Dancing Through Life is about, and I wrote it. So, oh boy, so this was a performance that I did at the Knitting Factory in LA, and I oh boy, I was really not into this outfit as a kid, and now, oh God, I was like 17, I think, in this. And I really was not into this outfit, but looking back on it, I look pretty dope. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I look pretty cool. Also, this was like a showcase performance where like everybody in this production company got to perform, like all the upcoming artists, and definitely like I was the one that stood out. Like the bottom part of my dress, which you'll see later in the video, is actually a wedding dress. So like it's a wedding skirt, so it like came up to here because it's a very, very like 80s style wedding dress where it had like a really big poofy skirt, and then this is like a top that I'm like one of my own halter tops, and like a very black sheer see-through thing with like cape sleeves. So I was kind of marketed as the more the more innocent princessy of the group of the production company, which hasn't changed. I am still innocent princessy. But so this was like my very first time performing my original song Dancing Through Life on stage at the Knitting Factory. I was 17 years old, I think. So again, very, very nice loose waves. I think my mom. Oh boy, that is a very loud song. Hold on. This is a very loud video.
What draws you in and causes emotion? Feelings of love in this drowning ocean. My sails are open with the whispering tide, breathing in life for the very first time. Louder than air, stronger now and more aware. Dancing through life, dancing through life, dancing through, dancing through, dancing through life, dancing through life, dancing through life, dancing through, dancing through, dancing through life. I'm dancing, I'm dancing, dancing, dancing through life. I'm dancing, I'm dancing, dancing through life.
My mom's standing right here, and I'm like dancing along to my own song, and she's like, "What is happening?" We got Mama Lancert or Mama Shot over here. Remember, you're famous. You are famous. Do you remember this? Do you remember this video, Mom? You don't remember this video? Yeah, you won't be on camera. Like if you come over here, like you won't be on camera. But you remember this, right? Yeah. Were you like super nervous for me when I did this performance? Yeah. Why were you nervous? I'm not. No, I'm like legit. I'm legit like curious. Why were you so nervous? Yeah. See, she even says it. She's like, I despised this outfit, and I will say, Mom, as an apology, I look amazing. I know. I know. You did put it together. She went through my closet, and I don't know why I had this weird, like sheer bat wing. Oh, is it my Aunt Nay? Like I had a bunch of weird stuff in my closet, and so my mom put this outfit together, and she had this fake flower. My aunt like just left like this big weird blue flower at our house, and my mom was like, and she stuck it on me. So I hated this outfit. But I was also really nervous to sing this because again, it was my very first time singing it. But yeah, it's another 80s kind of bop. Oh, here comes the sass.
What lifts you up and gives inspiration? Give it focus, then stop waiting. Trust the process, craving the glory. Tomorrow you'll breathe and tell the story. 'Cause you're lighter than air, stronger now and more aware. Dancing through life, dancing through life, dancing through, dancing through, dancing
Oh my gosh, the hair flips are insane. Oh my gosh. It's been so long since I've listened to that song. I really don't like listening to my songs that I've written, because one of the reasons I don't like listening to them is not because I don't think they're good. I just have personally heard them a million times, so I don't want to listen to them again. So it's been a really long time since I've listened to Dancing Through Life, and that it is a bop. It is a bop, Sick Narf. I think it's just a fun song. I'm having like a blast over here. So, when I wrote this, I was actually learning. I was learning how to access my higher notes as a soprano. So this was like my very, very early ages of learning classical music with one of my voice teachers, and so. This talent development agency decided to use that in a bunch of my songs, and we dubbed it popra. So all of like the high notes that you heard me singing, like that was my signature style, where we would make a pop song and it would have very high notes incorporated into it as like a genre thing. It was like, so that's why it was popra, because it had high notes in it. So that's what that was. And at the time, this song was really difficult for me to sing because it was really high. Thing on the thing in the bridge, where I go up really high, like life is a dance floor, rhythms take you high, cadence moves our body, we feel so alive. Like, that's really high for a 17-year-old who kind of knows how to do classical. So yeah, it was like this song was really difficult for me to sing back in the day. Definitely will put it back on my iPod to sing on long road trips. So so yeah, so that's kind of like the very first row of I mean, we didn't get to this video. I was hoping we would, but we'll do this next Thursday. I think this is kind of a cool thing to do, is just kind of go through a bunch of my old videos and share them with you, so that you guys kind of get a little bit of context. Because if you go to my YouTube channel and you're just watching them, you might not know, like, in fact, I guarantee you won't know the stories behind them that make them as entertaining as I find them. Maybe this is what we do on Thursdays. We kind of go through like my super old YouTube videos. Cause we got some good ones like this one. We got stuff at the Roxy. Mission Viejo Walk Against Drugs. This one's really cool. That one has I have a bunch of cool stories with these that you don't really get by just watching the video. So maybe this is what we do on Thursdays from now on, is we just kind of go through my very, very old YouTube videos. Hopefully nobody is actually watching these when I tell them to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, but you might. And so now you know a little bit more context about these first couple videos, if you ever want to go back and rewatch them. And all of these songs actually are on my website. So if you go to saralancert.com, which you can see down there, saralancert.com. You can go to recordings right here. And all of these, like, what do you want? I don't think Dancing Through Life is on here, which is really sad. I should put Dancing Through Life on these recordings. I can't believe that it's not. So definitely something for me to do, to put Dancing Through Life on here. I have Romeo on here, I believe, which we didn't really get a chance to. No, we don't have Romeo on here either. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to go update my website. Thanks for letting me know, Sarah. But if you liked any of these songs, like, they will be up for sale on my website. I think they're still up for sale on CD Baby and iTunes. But honestly, I'll put them on my website if you want to buy them and download them to your iTunes. But if in the meantime, to listen to them for free, you got them right here on my YouTube. So just go to my YouTube channel, sort by oldest, and it's literally the first video that pops up. And that's actually the studio recording of Dancing Through Life, dubbed over my live performance of it. So that is the studio quality. So in case you wanted to have it. But anyway, let's get